Question for you, Mr. Crawford. Are you ambitious or dissatisfied?
On a Friday evening, I don't know if I'm either, Steve.
I'm exhausted as well. It's been a long couple of weeks.
No, we're here to bring the energy for the listeners. And I don't know, I'd love this topic when you brought it over and brought it up. And I think it brought me to, I thought there might be a little Ed Milet in this, and the term blissfully dissatisfied. I used that for a long time. How are you? And that ties right into this. I just like that as an answer. Blissfully dissatisfied. It brings the gratitude, but still the striving and the hunger, right? I think this really took me to some of the behaviors where we're at right now in this, in capitalism, in a consumption type environment. What's enough? And I don't know what I am. I think a lot of people would call me ambitious, but I am also just simply dissatisfied with not being at my potential. So I guess we'll figure it out during this conversation. What about you?
It's kind of a debate, right? Like, I feel there's times where I'm ambitious. Like, I'm a go-getter. Like, let's go. I want to create, I want to build, I want to do all these things. But then you sit back and I'm like, well, I mean, my core stuff, like my family, I've got a roof over my head. I've got a great business in the payroll industry. Like, am I dissatisfied with that? Is that why I pursue further? Like, I don't think I'm dissatisfied. I'm content. I like it. But it's just such a weird concept. And I just don't know if I'll ever have the ability to feel 100% content. Like, I'm a goalpost mover, and I don't know if I love that idea, but it's like, will I ever feel happy with the results that I got? Because I'm always striving for the next thing. And so it's a tough concept. I don't know. That's why I brought it up, because I just wanted to chat with you about it. I think I'm far more ambitious. I think I think that's probably the right. Well, I have a lot of drive and a lot of grit, and like, hey, this is an idea. Like, let's try it. And if it doesn't work, then whatever. I'm okay with that. I'm not necessarily an ideas guy that doesn't jump on them. If it aligns, like if it makes sense, then I'll jump on it. But blissfully satisfied is a great way, because I'm not unhappy and I'm not dissatisfied, completely. But does that mean that, like, if I had everything I currently wanted, like, how long would it take for me to want something else? Like, when do I find boredom in that and then want to strive for something new? I feel like that would happen for me. That this is where I got to. I don't think this would be the end. Like, no matter what that looked like, I think there's always going to be more, and it's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, and I think even around achievement or consumption, that's one thing. Like, we want to acquire, the freedom that abundance gives us in regard to options and, comfort and the ability to help other people and whatnot. But the other piece is, I think, where we run into oftentimes problems is this idea that life's like a game, back to our simulation theory, that there's some endpoint and we're going to beat the final boss. We're going to arrive and it's going to be pina coladas on the beach or retirement. And for me, the piece is coming to the realization that the problems just keep coming all the way to the end. And hopefully at the end, your problems are how you're helping other people. That's how I kind of sum mine up, as I hope those are the problems that I'm solving, or, assets, investments, whatever you want to look at it. But this idea that you're never going to have problems is the trap. And I think the more comfortable we can get is in knowing that if you build a resilient character and you're a problem solver, you just you become more capable of solving the problems at each level. And there's some peace there.
Yeah, I think that's probably the ticket, is you're stacking the evidence and finding the confidence to figure out what you're capable of. And you're like, oh, well, if I can do that, I could probably do this. And you just keep that rolling. I got a friend that owns a dental office and he crushes. Like, he's maxed out. He does no desire to scale his dental office. He's got 4 days a week with his patients. But he kills it. Like, he's super wealthy, very well off, been doing it a long time, 20 plus years. And he's like, no, I don't think I need any. Like, he's not ambitious. Like, he doesn't have a desire to do anything more than what he's doing right now. He's very satisfied and content. And I don't know. I struggle with that a lot of times. Like, I feel like once I've made it in one area, well, I got to go challenge myself in another area, like to see if I can do something else, not else to replace, but else to see what's possible on top of what I've already accomplished.
I forget what the scene is but there's a scene where they're comparing this guy to some billionaire who has all this monetary value, and the perspective from a young man to the other was, you know, he just has all this. I just don't understand. He goes, why do you hold yourself with such regard compared to this man? And he said, because I have something he'll never have. I was like, what is that? He said, enough. And that figuring out what your enough is, and the book that I've recommended, which is not my problem yet at all, but it was a great book with Die With Zero that I know a lot of our guys in our circle have read, is this concept of, Die With Zero is giving your wealth to your, or whatever you're passing on to your children in their 30s. So you can kind of enjoy it with them, shape them, and guide them with the wealth, and not holding it all the way to the end and then just saying, pass up this huge sum that you didn't even enjoy most of it. So he talks about enjoying the fruits of your labor, figuring out what that time is, doing the math, and really leaning into enjoying it and figuring out what that enough is probably one of the key routes to happiness. But I'm not worried about that problem just yet.
Dude,
So I guess I am ambitious still.
I don't know if Paula is like Kimberly. Like, I want to work, and save, and invest. But she's like, yeah, but dude, we got to live now too. So like, she'll book stuff, and you ever seen those like videos where like you have the vacation husband? My vacation husband, he's out there at a pool, like in a tropical island or something, drinking a cocktail, living his best life, and said, my vacation husband, the guy that said, don't book this trip. We can't budget for it, or we can't afford it. And he's sitting there like hanging out with pina coladas on the beach.
Once you're there, yeah.
And then it's and then there's like another one where he's walking off the plane, and she, the viral video is like, my vacation husband, here we go, back to the real world. My vacation husband says, we're locked down, not eating any restaurants. We have to stay at home. We can't do anything fun. But there is a catch-22 with that, right? Like you have to balance out. You've got to live a little. Like what's the point of having massive, enormous wealth if you don't actually get to enjoy it while you're making it? And the whole goal is to pass it on. Like I get that, like I get the legacy piece, but what's the point of life if that's really what you're after? So that, I think, is strong. I think that's strong dissatisfaction. I think you're just dissatisfied and you're just gain, and you're not really truly living. I think that's part of that conversation is like, man, how do you enjoy some of the fruits of your labor? You work so hard. That's part of the reason why I'm looking forward to this Junto retreat, because it's going to be a fun 2 days to kind of unplug and hang out with the guys. And we all work so hard and we bust our butts all the time. It's just an opportunity to just like be away from our wives and our kids and just the hustle and bustle of life, and just, bond with each other and just kind of,
reflect. I'm really looking forward to like recharging and reflecting this one.
Yeah.
Like really taking it like, and really truly map to not only the end of this year, but planning toward next. And I'm with you, man. And I think it's easy to go back to the you talk a lot about, and it's another debate around balance, which I just think balance is different for everybody and a little bit overrated. Like if you have something that you're lucky enough to be obsessed with, or you wind up on a rocket ship with an organization, like there's something to be said about going all in, being a little unhinged for a bit if you can. But it's back to those juggling the balls. Can you maintain your relationships? Can you maintain your health? And then I think another piece of this is that back to easier said than done, like everything, but working like a lion. Yeah. And that, really going hard, really being imbalanced in certain areas, and then truly resting in recovery after you can hit those wins. But in this modern day, without intentional life design, like your dentist friend that you mentioned, it's hard to work like that lion, because we're always on, we're always juggling, and we're always sprinting from one task to the next and juggling it a different way.
All right. So I got a question for you, a thought-provoking question. Would you truly want it if no one else knew about it?
Oh God, yes. Yes. The way that I think that like my ambition or drive really maps toward freedom and peace. And I don't know if peace, like not peace in the sense of you don't have any responsibilities or nothing, but peace with the actions that I'm taking day in and day out are the proper ones, and the freedom to decide on how I use my time. And I don't think anybody knows if you have that or not anyway. I think some of the most material successful people we know are slaves to other people that they're responsible for putting bread on the table to investors, and have very little time and freedom. So I think that my answer is absolutely yes. And my goals are all selfish in that regard, selfish in certain ways, but it's that whole put your oxygen mask on first. So yes, answer is yes. Back to you. What about you?
Yeah, resounding yeah. I'm actually so ambitious and want to get to the level that I want to get to so I can get away from people.
Yeah. And
Like,
being anonymous.
yeah,
Being
I want to be.
anonymous is,
I've
yeah.
said this since day one. Like, I want to be quiet loaded. Like, I want to be the guy in board shorts and a white T-shirt, and you wouldn't even know that
With
I've
a
got all the time in
podcast.
the world.
With
What's
a
that?
podcast.
Well, you know what I mean.
Podcast.
Yeah, you know what I mean though. Like, it's like you can't even tell that there's success there. Almost, you're just you're just living life. You're hanging people you want to hang out with. You're not obligated or forced to do certain things. I mean, yeah, we all want work. We all got purpose and all that stuff, but there's just so many things that we all still have to do while we're building and grinding and working towards that. Yeah, I don't care if anyone else, that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to get to the point where I don't even really have to hang out or talk to too many people. As bad as that may sound, but let's not necessarily get off the grid. Like, I got to be on the grid and still doing some stuff, but I don't know. There's just a lot. There's just a lot of different things that go on.
That's back to Munger's question. I might watch this, but he's like, would you rather be the best lover in the world and everyone think you were the worst, or the worst lover in the world but everyone think you were the best?
Right. Like, shit.
I need to check that one. We're not tight on our quotes. I had some others planned for this conversation, but per usual, we're off
Yeah.
track.
All right. So when I was doing some a little more deeper dive on this topic, the question came up of, is it possible to be ambitious and content simultaneously? Like, can you be happy with where you are, but still striving for more? Like, is that two contradicting ideas? Is it possible to have both?
I think that's the blissfully dissatisfied. And I think that's back to the peace perspective. Like, we live in such an age of abundance in regard to, like, the pain and discomfort is so different in regard to our attention being distracted, being so accessible for communication. But if you can get your mind wrapped around that, that's not how it was plowing in the field and, preparing fires, putting up fences, protecting your homestead, and then being able to truly turn that off and have a meal with your family and go to sleep. Those were hard days, but they could turn it off. So I think it's a new skill set that's coming at us so fast, myself included, that it takes, again, life design and systems to be able to do it. But it's also the mindset of choose your pain. Our boy Tim Grover said, if you think the pain of winning is hard, which it really is, wait till you get the bill from regret. And I think that's the biggest thing, is if you can keep, every time you hear from these folks that hit the home run, they say, man, the journey was the best. Building it was the best.
They missed that, right? They missed the meetings, the people, the mountain they had to climb.
They're never the golden years when you're in them.
Yeah.
And again, I think it just takes a lot of reflection and, again, getting quiet, which is my biggest thing. And I've been failing at it, the consistency there lately, but that's what helps is the presence of mapping where you're at. And to answer your question, that was very long-winded to think it's possible, but I think it takes even more work.
So I think, yes, it's possible, and it's called curiosity. So I think that you can be happy with exactly where you're at. You're content, you love life, you're happy, grateful, but you're just a little bit curious about what you're capable of and what's possible. And so you go for it. And so I think that's where curiosity comes from, and why continuing to be curious about things, seeking knowledge, taking action, that would be like the definition of curiosity to me, is content with ambition. Like, I'm okay. Well, I don't need this, but I want this, right? I want to strive for it. But I don't know if I need it. I don't think I need it. And so, but I'm curious about it. I want to see what's possible.
I think some of the keys is the quicker you can debunk the arrival fallacy and let go of that. Like, for some people, I know it's retirement. I have some people in my life that are just so pumped to retire. I'll never understand that.
I can't understand that either. I don't know what that looks like.
I would not be good with idle hands. And I mean, and then that's back to, we want to be working on what we want to work on, right?
Yeah.
And building something, or even just selling something, growing something that's worthwhile to humanity. But we have so many options too right now. It can be paralyzing. It's really putting pen to paper, or now getting with your favorite LLM and mapping out what you truly want. That's the biggest problem. Is most people don't know what they really want. Even I know what my North Star is, but how to get there, the systems and all the steps are very gray.
I keep thinking about this, and like failure, people are afraid of failure, but I'm almost more afraid of stopping. Like, I don't know what that really truly look. How do you really truly be content and happy with what you have? I don't know if I have. It is a challenge to really sit back and be grateful for like everything. Like I need to do it more often, because if I looked at myself 9 years ago to where I'm at now, you know, just after the launch of the payroll business and all the people I've met along the way, like everything that is going on in my life right now wouldn't have happened or wouldn't be happening without the decision to start the business 9 years ago. And it's like, holy shit, like just take a second, dude, and reflect on that. Because of that, it just proves to me that I'm not afraid of failure. Like, I'm gonna go after it. I think I'm afraid of stopping, and I'm afraid of like I have this longevity thing in my head that I just want to be here for a long time. And I feel like I really truly believe that if you're not growing, you're dying. So it's like I'm afraid to stop because I don't want to know what that outcome looks like. But I do it to a default where I'm not able to sit back and really take the moments in and just be present. And I've always struggled with that. And so, you know, the question is, if I'm ambitious, like if I think I'm an ambitious person, am I running towards something, or am I running away from something? Like, am I running away from being present? You know, am I running away from just sitting calmly? Like, maybe that's what that is.
The stick or the carrot.
Right.
And I, the starving rabbit. No, it really is. It's like,
it's true.
Yeah. The stick is that fear of going backwards. Humans hate going backwards. I was just talking about this lifestyle wise. Like, when you have options with a few properties, like, can you go back to the 2-bed, 1.5 bath? That was just fine. Just fine. But this is the hedonic treadmill. Once you've experienced space, comfort, a better view, we are not wired to reset. And I think that's why a lot of people, you know, get complacent in corporate America and just taking these kind of steps forward, is because they won't reset. A lot of people will not just kind of burn it down to the fundamentals and start over.
And maybe make like a lateral move or a down move to get to a different area.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I think that is terrifying. And that's the stick. And then the carrots, this, you know, is it a little bit more money? Is it the newer BMW? Is it an extra bedroom and another car in the garage? That does it for some folks. But at the end of the day, kind of back to your question, saying if no one else knows about it, it hit me after you said it. It kind of does matter, because the ones in your close circle that you can help out, assist with, and bring abundance to, if they don't know about it, then that day, what's freedom mean there?
What's the
You're
point?
In solitary confinement with everything you want.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's so different for everyone. And I think just having a conversation like this with yourself, with a notebook, with someone that you vibe with, can do wonders on kind of setting your frame, which I'm glad we're going to have a couple days to do that coming up.
Yeah. Just piggybacking off what you just said there. Have you seen this thing come across about like the fastest growing demographic is men who have zero desire to get married or have children?
Oh, the manosphere red pill.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, like DiCaprio and, you know, other most famous actors are like usually the pictures you see when that gets brought up. But to your point, like, okay, you're super uber wealthy. You've worked your ass off. You've won a ton of awards, and you're, you know, doing all these amazing things. But then it's like, who are you really sharing that with? And is there a purpose there? And are you content with that? I don't know. I think it's,
from what I've heard, DiCaprio is sharing it with a lot of ladies that are under 40.
Yeah, or 30. I'm sure he's doing 30, just 30. Fine. I'm sure he's doing.
No, but you bring up a great point that we also don't see what they're giving back to. And I
Yeah.
mean, there's just so many people that need help. And not everyone that gives back with abundance, half of it, or who within their organizations or their circles they're bringing up behind them. So it's tough to map to, but typically I don't think there's a lot of people with a ton of abundance that are completely isolated. But back to that it's lonely at the top of the mountain talk. If you are, you've designed it improperly.
Yeah. Well, I think to wrap this up, put a bow on it, the premise is, be grateful with what you've got, be okay with having enough, whatever that looks like for you. And perhaps the goal isn't to be less ambitious. It's just more like, I don't need the next achievement to validate the last one. And so it's like, what I have is enough. And I just am interested. I'm curious to see what's next. So you simultaneously make it happen for yourself. And I think being blissfully dissatisfied is a good way to go.
There's no finish line.
We'll be back at you next week. Thanks for listening. Successful podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all the fun places wherever you're listening. Subscribe and check us out on Instagram. We got some good clips posting up there for you. Cheers.